Have you ever found yourself incredibly busy? I mean, just checking off tasks left and right, but then you look back and realize only a tiny fraction of all that effort actually made a significant difference.
Oh, absolutely. It's that feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Or maybe you're trying desperately to connect with someone. Could be a customer, a team member, maybe even, someone at home, but your message just feels like it's bouncing off a wall.
It's an incredibly common predicament
Yeah,
and, let's be honest, a frustrating one.
totally.
We often get caught in that whirlwind of daily activities,
Yeah.
focusing on being productive or feeling productive rather than actually being impactful.
Right. The busy trap.
Exactly. And when it comes to the communication, it's really not just about what you say. It's about whether your words genuinely land, whether they resonate with the person on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't truly understood their world, their motivations, their pain points, then even the most well-intentioned message can simply fall flat. Just doesn't connect.
Absolutely. And look, we're all striving for efficiency, right?
Right.
For deeper connection, for messages that don't just inform people, but actually inspire them, move them to action.
That's the goal.
And that's pretty much our mission today. We're doing a deep dive into a really powerful set of strategies drawn from the resource Sell Like Crazy. And I should say, this isn't just about sales, by the way. Not in the narrow sense.
No, not at all. It's much broader.
It's about understanding some fundamental principles of, well, human behavior and leverage. Specifically, we'll be breaking down 3 interconnected concepts, the King's Audit, then the Halo strategy, and finally, a truly fascinating list of power words.
And these sources, they provide practical, really actionable frameworks. They're designed to help you cut through all that noise.
Yeah.
They empower you to identify what truly generates value, to understand your audience on a profound, almost intuitive level. And then, most crucially, to craft messages that don't just grab attention for a second, but genuinely resonate and drive specific desired actions.
So it's about shifting from just being busy
Right.
to being strategically effective
Right.
with your time, with your communication, with everything.
Precisely. Every ounce of your time, every word you use, making it count.
Okay, so our goal for you today is to unpack these concepts. We want to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from these frameworks and hopefully give you tangible, actionable insights.
Things you can actually use.
Exactly. Whether you're building a business, maybe leading a team, managing a complex project, or even just looking to optimize your personal productivity and influence in, everyday life.
There's something here.
There's definitely a powerful lesson here waiting for you. We're going to challenge some assumptions, I think, and equip you with practical tools you can implement pretty much immediately.
Sounds good.
So let's dig in. We're going to begin our deep dive with the King's Audit. Now, this is a concept from the source that immediately ties into one of the most famous and maybe often misunderstood principles of efficiency.
Ah, yes. The 80-20.
The 80-20 principle. It's truly fascinating how this seemingly simple idea can completely reframe how you approach your work, even your life.
You're absolutely right. It is foundational. The 80-20 principle, or, more formally, the Pareto principle.
Right.
It's this observation that, well, in many situations, roughly 80% of the outputs, the results, they come from just 20% of the inputs, the efforts.
Such a skewed ratio.
It is, and it's a concept that first emerged from the observations of Vilfredo Pareto. He was an Italian economist back in the late 19th, early 20th centuries.
Okay.
He noticed, apparently, that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by only 20% of the population.
Wow. That's specific.
That's specific. But what's truly remarkable is how this kind of disproportionate distribution, or at least a similar imbalance, it just pops up consistently across so many different domains.
Like where else?
Well, we see it in economics, obviously, but also things like software development.
Yeah.
80% of the bugs are often found in just 20% of the code.
Huh. Makes sense.
Or 80% of users might only use 20% of the features in a piece of software.
Yeah, I can see that.
In sales, you often hear that 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your customers.
The big whales.
Exactly. It's this recurring, powerful pattern that really challenges our intuitive assumption that, all effort yields roughly proportional results. It just doesn't work that way.
So, okay, if we take this foundational idea and apply it to our daily work, specifically in the context of this Sell Like Crazy material, what's the takeaway?
Well, the source makes a very direct application.
Yeah.
It states flat out, 80% of your company's revenue is made from just 20% of its activities.
Okay, that's blunt.
It is. And it's not meant to be just a statistical curiosity. It's framed as a powerful guiding light for how we should allocate our most precious, absolutely finite resources,
Oh, yeah.
our time and our focus.
Where we put our energy.
Precisely.
Ah.
And that's the entire driving force behind the King's Audit. This audit is specifically designed to help you pinpoint those high-impact activities that critical revenue-generating 20%.
The good stuff.
The really good stuff. And conversely, identify the low-impact activities, the ones that consume the other 80% of your time, but yield, frankly, minimal returns.
So much time just gone.
Right. The ultimate goal, as the source puts it quite boldly, is to find inefficiencies and eliminate them, find strengths and multiply them.
Okay.
And then, crucially, it advises you to outsource and delegate the rest.
Delegate the 80%.
Or at least the parts of it you can.
Yeah.
This really confronts that common trap many of us fall into. We gravitate towards being busy, we fill our calendars, check things off lists.
Feels productive.
It feels productive, gives us that sense of accomplishment. But does it actually move the core needle? Does it significantly advance our business or our personal goals? Often, not really. The King's Audit forces you, maybe uncomfortably, to distinguish between just activity, just busyness, and true valuable impact. It's a challenging but really essential self-reflection.
Okay, so let's get concrete then, because the audit isn't just theory, right? It prompts you to set specific goals for shifting your focus. It actually puts a time frame on this whole strategic realignment.
Yes, it does. It outlines 2 clear goal dates. The first one is about acknowledging your current reality. It asks you to set a date for recognizing that right now, 80% activities equals 20% revenue.
Just facing the facts.
Facing the facts.
Yeah.
Getting a clear, honest awareness of where your effort is currently going versus the returns it's generating. That's your baseline measurement.
Okay, this is the second date.
The second date is the aspirational one, the target. Achieving 20% activities equals 80% revenue.
Flipping the script.
Flipping the script entirely. This represents that significant strategic realignment of your efforts. But, and this is important, the source emphasizes this isn't a quick fix. It's not an overnight transformation.
Right. Sounds like work.
It is. It's a deliberate, ongoing process of rigorously assessing, refining, reprioritizing your actions day after day, week after week.
Right.
It encourages a mindset of continuous improvement.
Always tweaking.
Always tweaking, always striving to maximize your output from your most vital, highest leverage inputs. And the very act of setting these dates, writing them down, it forces commitment. It creates accountability.
Makes sense. Okay, so the source then really drills down into distinguishing between what it calls low-yielding activities and high-yielding activities. This feels like where the rubber truly meets the road.
Oh, definitely.
Forcing you to confront your daily habits and maybe make some uncomfortable but necessary decisions.
Absolutely. The not-to-do list section within the King's Audit provides some pretty vivid examples of what are typically considered low-yielding activities, especially for someone whose time is highly valuable.
Like a founder or a CEO.
Exactly. A primary business owner, a CEO, maybe a high-level manager. These examples include things like checking emails constantly.
Indeed.
We all are, probably. Running errands, engaging in routine customer support, meaning if your core role is in customer support, but you keep getting pulled into it.
Putting out fires.
Right. Obsessively checking stats, cooking meals, cleaning your office, writing proposals that aren't really tied to high-value opportunities.
Okay, wait. Some of those sound necessary, like customer support or emails.
And they are. It's crucial to understand the perspective here. It's not saying these tasks are unimportant in general. Customer support is vital. Emails need managing.
Okay.
The point is why they are deemed low-yielding for that specific individual whose unique skills and strategic vision are the primary drivers of revenue or growth.
It's about who does them.
Precisely. For that person, these tasks are often reactive, administrative, or simply not scalable. They don't leverage the highest value of that specific person's time.
Gotcha.
So for instance, if a CEO is spending 2 hours a day just sifting through every single email.
That's 2 hours not spent on strategy.
Exactly. 2 hours not spent on strategic partnerships or key product development or those really high-level sales calls that only they can make. The King's Audit pushes you to recognize that your most valuable time should be focused on activities that only you can do effectively or that provide disproportionately huge returns when you do them.
Okay, that clarifies it. So conversely, on the to-do list, the high-yielding activities, what does it list there?
Right, the flip side. The high-yield list includes things like Making sales calls.
Yep.
Directly reaching out.
Obvious one.
Following up with leads, nurturing those potential deals.
Crucial.
Actively collecting testimonials. Building that social proof. Generating new leads, the lifeblood, right? Writing high-impact sales copy. Building out sales funnels. And shooting strategic videos.
So these are all very proactive, growth-focused.
Exactly. These activities are explicitly highlighted because they are directly tied to revenue generation, customer acquisition, scalable marketing, and just the overall growth trajectory of the business.
Makes sense.
For example, making sales calls. That's a direct path to securing new clients, immediate revenue. Following up ensures that opportunities don't just, vanish.
Slip through the cracks.
Right. It nurtures relationships, pushes deals forward, actively collecting testimonials and case studies. That builds social proof, builds trust, which significantly lowers the barrier for future sales.
Yeah, easier sell next time.
Definitely. Generating leads. Well, without new prospects, a business just stagnates.
True.
Writing compelling sales copy, building robust sales funnels that's about creating scalable, often automated systems for converting interest into actual income.
Set it and let it run, ideally.
To some extent, yeah.
Yeah.
And shooting videos, when done strategically, can be a highly leveraged way to educate, engage, connect with a really broad audience. Builds trust, generates demand.
So these high-yield tasks often require specific expertise, strategic thinking.
Yes, and direct engagement that is often really challenging to outsource effectively without losing something. The audit basically prompts you, the listener, to critically assess your own current list of activities.
My personal 80-20.
Your personal 80-20. What truly leverages your unique abilities to create the most value and generate the most significant returns for your specific role or business. The distinction is paramount. Are you spending most of your time working in the business, doing the day-to-day stuff, or strategically on the business, driving growth?
That's a powerful distinction. And this leads directly to one of the most maybe eye-opening parts of the audit, calculating the value of your current time.
Ah, yes. The hourly rate.
This is fascinating because it puts a very concrete, often I imagine surprising number on what you might be effectively wasting or, well, under-leveraging.
It really does. The source provides a simple but profoundly insightful calculation. It's basically, I work hours per week and I make dollars per week. Then you take the hours divided by the dollars. Wait, no, the dollars divided by the hour.
Got to get the math right.
Right, let's try that again. You take your weekly income, say $4,000, and divide it by the hours you work, say 40 hours. So $4,000 in 40 hours equals $100 per hour.
Okay, $100 an hour.
Yeah. This calculation is designed to help you determine your true current hourly rate. Once you have that number, it becomes an incredibly powerful metric for making decisions.
Also.
Because now, every task you consider doing can be weighed against that $100 per hour value. It forces you to think deeply about opportunity cost.
What you could be doing instead.
Exactly. If you spend an hour on a task, that hour is literally costing you $100 in potential high-value activity you didn't do.
Ouch. Okay. And the ultimate goal here, the source says, is simple in concept, but pretty profound in its implication. Create a list of tasks that you can either delegate or outsource for less than your hourly rate.
That's the core of it. This is the essence of leveraging your time and your capital. Using that $100 hour example again. If a task takes you an hour and your calculated rate is $100, but you can find someone else, an assistant, a freelancer, a virtual professional, who can do that task effectively for, say, $20.
You just saved $80.
Well, you haven't saved it exactly. You've effectively bought an hour of your own $100 value time for just $20.
Ah, okay. Good framing.
Which frees up $80 worth of your high-value potential. And what do you do with that freed-up $80 equivalent time?
Reinvest it.
You reinvest it back into your high-yielding activities. You spend it making more sales calls, building those strategic partnerships, developing new products, refining your sales funnels, whatever your 20% is.
So you increase overall revenue.
And in turn, you actually increase your effective hourly rate over time. It becomes a virtuous cycle of efficiency and growth.
Nice.
And the Sell Like Crazy resource strongly advises making this a regular habit. It's not a one-time exercise.
Keep auditing.
Audit yourself regularly and keep eliminating inefficiencies. That consistent scrutiny ensures you're always focusing on that vital 20% that drives 80% of your results, continuously improving your personal and professional output.
And the audit provides tools for this.
Yeah, it even includes practical delegate list and outsource list columns. Makes it easy to immediately categorize those low-yield tasks and plan for action. It ensures this isn't just theory, but a truly actionable framework.
Very practical. Okay, so beyond just identifying high and low value tasks, the King's audit also includes something called a time allocation audit.
Mm-hmm. The time tracker?
This sounds like a detailed, maybe slightly scary, hour-by-hour look at where your time actually goes. A kind of reality check laid out from morning to night.
It truly is.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe a little scary at first. The daily time allocation chart, meticulously mapping out hours from, I think it was 500 a.m. to 10:00 p.m.
Whoa.
It's a powerful self-assessment tool, precisely because it brings to light your actual habits, not just your intended ones or the ones you think you have.
The difference between perception and reality.
Exactly. Many of us think we know where our time goes,
Yeah.
but when we actually track it with this level of granularity,
Oh boy.
we uncover hidden time sinks, unconscious habits, and precisely where those productive hours are being lost or just, squandered.
Like what kinds of things might show up?
Well, you might discover you're spending, say, 2 hours every morning just reacting to emails that could easily be bashed into a single, focused 30-minute block later in the day.
Yeah, the tyranny of the inbox.
Right. Or maybe you find your most creative hours, maybe that's 9 to 11 a.m. for you, are consistently interrupted by low-value administrative tasks that pop up,
Breaking your flow.
constantly breaking your flow. Or perhaps you find yourself just drifting onto social media during what should be your peak productivity window. We've all done it.
Uh-huh.
The point isn't about becoming some rigid robot or scheduling every single minute. It's about gaining objective awareness, seeing the gap between how you think you spend your time and how you actually spend it.
Knowledge is power.
It is. This awareness then empowers you to make conscious, informed choices about how you allocate your most valuable, utterly irreplaceable resource, your time. It really raises the question, what stands out to you when you consider your own daily time blocks? How much of that time is truly aligned with your high-yielding, impact-driven activities? That introspection is just critical for sustained improvement.
Absolutely. Okay, so from optimizing our internal efficiency with the King's audit, let's now transition. Let's talk about maximizing our external impact.
Moving outwards.
Exactly. This leads us to the halo strategy, a concept that requires you to step completely empathetically into your audience's shoes. This is where it gets truly transformative, I think, shifting your focus from your product or service to their deepest needs.
Indeed. And the core statement of the halo strategy is really profound and absolutely central to effective persuasion or connection. It says, you need to read your prospect's mind. You must be obsessed with their passions, dreams, fears, and desires.
Obsessed. Strong word.
It is. It continues. Getting to know all this crucial detail is what we call the halo strategy. The name itself, halo strategy, is quite evocative, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the thinking there?
It suggests that by developing such a deep, almost omniscient understanding of your potential customer, you literally surround them with an empathy so powerful.
The halo.
The halo, yeah. That your product or service appears to them as just the natural, almost divinely inspired, perfect fit for their needs. It feels like the only logical solution because you understand them so well.
Oh, yeah.
And the source identifies it quite dramatically as the most powerful strategy of them all and the most important to get right.
High stakes.
Very high stakes. This isn't just about superficial market research like running a survey. It's about genuine, relentless empathy and a really deep dive into the psychological landscape of your audience. Moving beyond just demographics, age, location to psychographics, their beliefs, fears, desires, values.
So the big question then is, how do we actually read their mind in a practical sense? It's a nice idea, but...
Right? How do you do it? The Sell Like Crazy source gives us clear, actionable steps. It moves beyond just the abstract idea of empathy to a structured framework for achieving it.
Okay, step one.
It begins with a really fundamental step, identifying the 1 or 2 major keywords and search terms people use to search for your products or services.
What they type into Google.
Exactly. This is foundational because it reveals where your audience starts their journey. What problems are they actively trying to solve right now? What solutions are they already seeking?
The intent behind the search.
Precisely. These keywords are the very first signals of their immediate needs and interests. Are they searching for fix leaky faucet, or are they searching for best bathroom remodeling ideas?
Very different stages.
Totally different stages. The nuance in those keywords tells you a lot about their stage of awareness, their level of pain, their level of aspiration.
Okay, so we find the keywords, then what?
From there, the strategy really pushes you to go where your audience naturally congregates. Where do they hang out online and discuss their problems and aspirations?
Find their digital water coolers.
Pretty much. It explicitly advises searching on Google for popular blogs, LinkedIn forums, YouTube comment sections, Amazon reviews, Reddit, Quora, and social media platforms.
So basically everywhere.
Everywhere they might be talking. And this is not passive listening. It's active, intentional immersion. You're going in with a purpose.
Right.
And each platform offers potentially unique insights. For instance, Reddit, with all its specialized subreddits.
Oh yeah, there's a subreddit for everything.
Literally everything. It's often a goldmine for raw, totally unfiltered opinions, niche discussions, deeply personal frustrations. You'll find people really venting or asking for very specific advice there, often anonymously.
Less guarded.
Much less guarded. Amazon reviews, on the other hand, give you direct feedback on existing products. Pros, cons, what people love, what drives them crazy. Reveals user satisfaction and specific pain points current solutions might be missing.
Real-world usage.
Exactly. LinkedIn forums, maybe more for B2B, can uncover professional challenges, career aspirations, industry-specific frustrations.
Business pain points.
YouTube comments often show direct emotional reactions to content, practical questions about how to use something, or even complaints about missing features on a product being reviewed.
Okay, so you're gathering intel from all these places.
Yes. The goal is to collect genuine, unvarnished insights directly from where your audience is living and breathing their problems and dreams. You're essentially becoming a detective of desires and frustrations.
I like that, a detective of desires. So once you're immersed in these spaces, listening intently, what exactly are you looking for? It's not just about general impressions, right? It sounds like there are specific data points to collect.
Absolutely. It has to be systematic. The Halo strategy details specific, critical data points to collect. This is what transforms casual observation into actionable intelligence.
Okay, like what?
First, you're looking for what your audience is saying and feeling. The feeling part is key.
The emotion behind the words.
Exactly. It goes beyond just what they say. It's about uncovering the underlying emotions. Are they frustrated, confused, hopeful, skeptical, overwhelmed? Understanding their emotional state is absolutely key to crafting messages that truly connect on a deeper level.
Okay, what else?
Second, identify what are they happy with, what are they unhappy with. This provides crucial context. What existing solutions are actually working well for them? And, maybe more importantly, where are those solutions falling short? What are the complaints?
Finding the gaps.
Finding the gaps. This highlights your potential competitive advantage right there. Third, meticulously look at their concerns and questions.
What keeps them up at night?
Pretty much. These are direct indicators of problems needing solutions, unfulfilled desires, or those lingering uncertainties that are preventing them from taking action. What are their biggest headaches related to this topic?
Makes sense.
Fourth, and this is critical, notice any themes. Are they banging their head against the wall on the same issue over and over?
Recurring problems.
Recurring problems. This indicates widespread, persistent issues. If you see the same frustration expressed across multiple platforms by numerous different people,
Ding, ding.
you've likely identified a significant unmet need, a true goldmine for developing a unique solution. It means there's probably real market demand for a better answer.
Okay. And there's one more.
Yes, and this one cannot be overstated. Pay close attention to the language they're using when it comes to the existing products and services already on the market.
Their words, not yours.
Their exact words. This is perhaps the most critical insight for effective communication. If your audience consistently refers to a certain feature as, I don't know, a widgetizer, then you need to call it a widgetizer in your marketing.
Not the fancy technical term.
Not your proprietary module for enhanced operational efficiency or whatever jargon your engineers use. Using their language, their specific phrases, even their slang or jargon, instantly signals to them that you get them, that you understand their world.
Builds instant rapport.
Instant rapport and trust. It makes your message resonate so much more deeply because it feels like you're speaking directly to their reality, mirroring their internal dialogue, not just pushing some abstract industry concept at them.
Powerful stuff. Okay, so once you've done all this detective work, collected all this rich, detailed information from all those different sources, keywords, emotional states, frustrations, common themes, their unique language, what's the next crucial step? Because it sounds like you could just be drowning in raw qualitative data at this point.
You absolutely could. It could be overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's why the Halo strategy emphasizes the vital importance of organization and synthesis. You can't just leave it as a pile of notes.
Got to make sense of it.
Exactly. You need to organize your findings into categories of comments or concerns that appear the most, noting what feelings were most dominant.
Grouping and prioritizing.
Yes. This isn't just about making neat lists. It's about transforming those raw observations into actionable intelligence. By grouping similar comments together, identifying the recurring pain points, and noting the intensity of the associated feelings, you start to spot clear patterns. You can prioritize the most prevalent, the most emotionally charged concerns.
Seeing the forest for the trees.
Precisely. Think of it like this. If you've gathered 100 relevant comments, and maybe 70 of them express intense frustration about, say, slow delivery times, and the dominant feeling is being ignored after purchase, well,
That's a huge red flag.
that's a massive pain point you need to address, or that presents an opportunity if competitors are failing there. Conversely, if only 3 people mention some minor bug, it's obviously a lower priority for your core messaging or product development. This structured approach helps you essentially quantify qualitative data, making the vast amount of information manageable and incredibly useful for product development, service improvement, and of course, crafting your marketing messages. It helps you build a detailed, almost living avatar of your ideal customer based on real-world data, not just assumptions or guesses.
Okay. And finally, the ultimate payoff from all this deep dive into your audience's mind, their digital hangouts. This is what the source calls your winning ticket. What is it?
The ultimate payoff, the thing that makes all this effort worthwhile and indeed your winning ticket, is this. You find the gaps or shortcomings in the products or services already out there.
The unmet needs.
The specific, identifiable unmet needs. By systematically understanding your audience's frustrations with existing solutions, their unfulfilled desires, and the specific areas where current offerings just don't deliver, you uncover ripe opportunities to create something truly differentiated and valuable.
So you're not just guessing what people want.
You're not guessing. You're not just entering a crowded market, hoping for the best. You're potentially entering that market with a clear, data-backed, competitive advantage because you're addressing problems others haven't, or maybe haven't addressed well enough.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say your research in a particular software niche consistently reveals customers complaining about how complex and confusing the leading products are, even though they have powerful features. The clear gap is ease of use.
Simplicity.
Simplicity. Your winning ticket could be to develop a simplified, more intuitive version that solves the core problem without the overwhelming complexity. This systematic approach is described as a way for you to tap into the hearts and minds of your audience.
Because you're solving their actual problem.
Exactly. You're not just offering another product, you're offering the solution to a problem they've been intensely, vocally struggling with. It's like providing a genuine answer to their unspoken prayers based on actually listening to them. It really raises an important question for anyone listening. How might this systematic, empathetic understanding of your audience, rooted in their actual words and feelings, redefine your entire approach to what you offer, moving beyond your own assumptions to truly address those pervasive, real-world needs?
That's a powerful challenge. Okay, so we've gone from internal efficiency to external empathy. Now let's move from the strategy of understanding to the precise execution of our message.
Getting tactical.
Getting tactical. Let's explore 210 power words. These are words the source claims designed to instantly increase the pulling power of your lead magnets, and really, by extension, any persuasive communication you craft: an email, a website headline, even just a simple conversation.
Right, and the fundamental concept of power words is deeply rooted in, well, psychology and even neuroscience. These aren't just any random words. They are specific terms that have been identified, often through testing, because they tend to evoke strong emotional responses. They can create a sense of urgency, build immediate trust, highlight inherent value, or trigger profound curiosity in the reader or listener.
They hit differently.
They often bypass pure logic and connect directly to our feelings, our subconscious desires, our primal instincts. Think of them almost as linguistic triggers.
Little buttons to push.
In a way, yeah. By leveraging these psychological principles, power words make messages far more compelling, more memorable, and ultimately more effective in driving a desired action. They're about adding persuasive punch to your prose, making your words work harder for you.
Okay, and Sell Like Crazy provides a list of 210 of these.
It's an incredibly comprehensive list, yeah. A real toolkit.
Let's look at some examples from this extensive collection. Maybe we can break down the different types of power they seem to exert.
Definitely. Grouping them by the type of psychological effect they're designed to create is helpful. We can draw directly from the provided list to illustrate their impact.
Okay, what's a key category?
First, you've got words that create urgency and scarcity. These are crucial for prompting action.
Like what?
Terms like immediately, hurry, last chance, limited, now, sudden, today, or urgent.
Ah, the FOMO words.
Exactly. Fear of missing out. These words tap into that feeling and create a strong impulse for quick action by implying that the opportunity is fleeting or time is running out.
Give me an example in a sentence.
Sure. A headline like, limited spots available, enroll today to claim your immediate discount. See? It tells you there's a time-sensitive benefit and restricted access, prompting a quick decision.
Got it. What's another category?
Then there are words that convey value and benefit. These appeal to our desire for gain.
Things like free.
Free is a huge one. Also, bonus, wealth, profit, discount, affordable, bargain, best, better, quality, guaranteed, results, and reward. These words speak directly to our innate desires for gain, for security, for superior outcomes. They promise a tangible return on investment, whether that's financial, practical, or just an improvement in well-being.
So, like, discovered the best way to achieve guaranteed results.
Perfect example. Offers both a clear benefit best way, results, and reduced risk guaranteed. Hits multiple buttons.
Makes sense.
Next up, let's consider words that signify exclusivity and novelty. These tap into our desire to be special or have the latest thing.
Like exclusive.
Exclusive, absolutely. Also, insider, new, breakthrough, announcing, introducing, first, unique, or unparalleled.
Ah, making you feel important.
Exactly. These words appeal to our desire for status, for discovery, for access to cutting-edge information. They make us feel special, like we're gaining access to something not everyone else has, or something that represents a significant leap forward.
So something like announcing an exclusive breakthrough for insider access.
Precisely. Immediately conjures that sense of privilege and innovation. Very appealing.
Okay, what else is on the list?
We also have a really powerful category. Words that evoke emotion and desire. These bypass logic quite effectively.
The feeling words.
The feeling words. Things like love, magic, miracle, secret, shocking, amazing, fascinating, exciting, sensational, or wonderful.
Wow, those are strong.
They are. They're designed to connect directly to our feelings and aspirations. They create a stronger, more memorable impact by triggering powerful emotional responses, making the message feel more visceral and exciting.
Example.
How about unlock the secret to amazing, sensational success? It draws you in with intrigue, secret, and the promise of a truly wonderful, almost magical transformation. Amazing, sensational.
Yeah, that definitely pulls you in. Keep going.
Then there are words that build authority and trust. These are crucial for credibility.
Like proven.
Proven is a classic. Also proved, endorsed, expert, professional, tested, or reliable.
Okay, the reassurance words.
Exactly. These words work to reduce the perceived risk for the audience and establish credibility. They signal that the information or the offering comes from a trustworthy source, that it's been validated, or it's backed by expertise, makes people more likely to believe you and act.
Like proven strategies, tested by experts for reliable results.
Perfect. A powerful trust builder mitigates that perceived risk significantly.
Got it. Are there words about making things easier? Because people love easy.
Oh, absolutely. That's another key category. Words that promise simplicity and ease. Especially valuable in our complex world.
Like easy.
Easy, easily simple, or simplified. These words alleviate those perceived barriers. They make a solution seem attainable, user-friendly, less daunting.
Reduces friction.
Reduces friction beautifully. Nobody wants more complexity, right?
Yeah.
So promising simplicity is a huge draw. Easily understand and unlock your full potential sounds far more appealing than implying a convoluted, difficult process.
Definitely. Okay, any other major categories?
One more key group. Words that compel action and directness. These often include strong verbs.
Like discover.
Discover, learn, know, create, understand, unlock, and even using the direct address you functions this way.
Ah, speaking right to the listener.
Exactly. These words create a clear, direct connection, pulling the listener into the narrative. They clearly articulate what you can achieve or what action is expected of you.
So you can discover the truth about.
Perfect. Directly involves the listener and promises a specific, empowering outcome.
Okay, so understanding these categories is one thing. That's helpful. But what does this all mean for you, the listener, when you're actually crafting a message? Because it's clearly not about just like randomly sprinkling these words into your copy or conversation, right?
Ouch.
That could come off as really disingenuous or manipulative.
You've hit on the absolute critical point there. The true effectiveness of power words lies entirely in their strategic placement and how well they are aligned with the context of your message. And most importantly, how well they align with your audience. You should definitely consider using them in high-impact areas. Think headlines, subheadings, those all-important calls to action, email subject lines, bullet points,
Right.
places where they can really grab attention and drive the desired response.
Where they have the most leverage.
Exactly. However, as you rightly pointed out, context is absolutely key.
Yeah.
A power word used in the wrong context can feel manipulative or desperate or just plain fake.
Kills trust instantly.
Kills trust instantly. For instance, using urgent when there's no genuine time sensitivity. People see through that quickly and they'll become skeptical of everything else you say.
Yeah, the cry wolf effect.
Precisely. And this is where that halo strategy we just discussed becomes so crucial again. They tie together.
Connecting the dots.
You need to tie your power word choices directly back to your deep understanding of your specific audience. Which specific power words are most likely to resonate with their unique fears, desires, and passions that you uncovered?
Tailoring the words to the person.
Exactly. If your audience research shows they are primarily driven by a need for security and reliability, then words like guaranteed, proven, or safe will likely be far more effective for them than words focused on novelty, like breakthrough or new.
That makes sense.
If they're struggling with information overload, maybe simple or easy will be more impactful than a word like comprehensive, even though comprehensive sounds good in general.
It depends on their pain point.
It always depends on their pain point, their desires, their current state. The aim is always to enhance clarity, increase engagement, and ultimately drive those desired actions by making your message more persuasive, yes, but also more memorable and more aligned with what your audience genuinely cares about. It's about precision in communication. Choosing words not just for their dictionary definition, but for their psychological punch, ensuring your message doesn't just inform, but truly moves people to action.
Wow, what a deep dive we've had today, seriously. We've journeyed all the way from auditing our own time and effort with the King's Audit and that timeless 80-20 principle.
Getting efficient internally.
Right, to truly understanding our audience's deepest desires, their frustrations, those unmet needs with the Halo strategy.
Connecting externally.
And finally, exploring how to supercharge our communication, our magnetic appeal, with those 210 power words, turning abstract ideas into really persuasive, actionable language.
Communicating effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, these three frameworks, efficiency, empathy, and effective communication, they really do form a powerful synergistic combination. They feed each other.
They really do.
They provide a kind of strategic roadmap for anyone looking to optimize their efforts, eliminate those frustrating inefficiencies, and connect more deeply, more authentically with the people they serve, whether those are customers, colleagues, maybe even their community. And it bears repeating. Knowledge is most valuable not just when it's understood intellectually, but when it's rigorously and consistently applied. The real power isn't merely in knowing these principles.
It's in the doing.
It's in integrating them into your daily actions, your strategic thinking, making them habits.
You're absolutely right, and I think the core message that comes through is that this isn't about simply doing more. It's about strategically doing what matters most.
The vital few.
Understanding who matters most through that deep empathy.
Really seeing them.
And communicating in a way that truly moves them to action. It's about strategic impact over just mere activity, and that authentic connection over just superficial engagement.
Well said. And this brings us maybe to a final provocative thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Okay.
As you reflect on everything we've discussed today, what's the one 80-20 insight? That critical 20% activity you've consistently overlooked in your own life or work? The one thing that, if you focused on it, could unlock disproportionate results? Or, thinking about the Halo strategy, what's the single most important, maybe unaddressed fear or desire of your audience that if you truly understood it and catered to it, could represent your next big leap forward?
Powerful questions to ponder.
Yeah, just something for you to mull over, maybe explore, and perhaps take some action on.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep optimizing, keep empathizing, and keep communicating with power and purpose.